Nickelodeon Television was at Camp Zama to highlight Jasmine and Catherine Cuervo, who are 8th graders at Zama High. The twins were selected by Nickelodeon for a segment they are doing on American teenagers living in Japan. On their final day of shooting, I stopped by the youth center to visit with the girls and the Nick News crew. The Nickelodeon network arrived at Camp Zama to do a story on Jasmine and Catherine Cuervo of Zama American High School. The Nick News crew followed the twins for 3 days, documenting what life is like for American teenagers living in Japan. The crew spent their final day with Jasmine and Catherine at school before going to the Camp Zama Youth Center, where the twins spend a lot of their free time working for Zama Television News. Nick News was able to capture the two students in action with the help of friends as they worked on a commercial about teen fighting in school. Segment producer Joshua Veselka spoke to us about the show.
Right now we're here in Japan because we're doing a show about what it's like to be an American kid living abroad. And in this particular documentary, we're sort of profiling 3 types of stories. One, the one that we're doing here at Camp Zama, is about U.S. kids who live on U.S. military bases. One of the other segments is about a young boy who's moved to Japan because his father was transferred for sort of corporate and business reasons. And the third is a young girl in high school who's over here as an exchange student for a year living with the Japanese host family. They were just sort of we came up with this 3 types of, 3 reasons why U.S. kids would end up living abroad. And the goal is just basically to see here in Camp Zama is how much are they a part of the culture, how much is sort of life on Camp Zama an isolated experience from being in another country, how often do they get off base, what have they learned or what will they learn about this culture, do they miss home, are they happy to be somewhere else in the world, and just sort of what they take away from it, and a lot of it's sort of just fly in the wall, day in the life kind of stuff.
On Sunday, we went for lunch at a sushi bar, so they recorded the girls, eating sushi with some of the Japanese girls, and then they followed them around post, and they interviewed Jasmine. And then on Monday, we went to the Tsukiji fish market, which was a lot of fun. And then we went to another shopping market in Tokyo. It's been busy but fun. The crew's been great. They've been really, really nice. Well, they caught the girls doing their chores, which was great because they did them. And doing homework, which was great too because they did it. I told them they need to come all the time. And just usual stuff. They wanted them to do things that they usually do every day. Teens in their natural habitat.
It was one of our friends that told our mom that Nick News is looking for American kids living in Japan. And then my mom decided to sign us up and start emailing the lady. And then they started talking. And then Cara said, why not?
They made it much easier. They were really nice, and they knew it would be hard, but they made it easy.
For the two girls, their newfound celebrity status is over for now. However, their Nick News segment airs in March on the Nickelodeon channel. Reporting for Usarj this week, I'm Jim McGee.